So, the video I posted this morning, or a few minutes ago, was actually from last night. And I ended up, as I was recording it towards the end, I just ended up falling asleep because I was tired. It was early in the morning yesterday in this hotel that I was staying at. And as you can see tonight, I'm not in a hotel. It's actually in a hotel, but I'm not really not in a hotel, so it's a long enough story. I'm not going to bother with that one, sorry. But I just want to finish the train of thought of yesterday and talking about all these plant medicines that have been used for thousands of years, being deemed illegal for the last, 50, 60 years. And really all for the main causes, because these are people that are using plants, that medicine, and paying money for things that the U.S. government cannot tax, right? And they can tax pharmaceuticals. They can kick back from the pharmaceutical companies to make sure that people take pharmaceuticals instead of plant medicine, and then they make them illegal, and they force human beings to be imprisoned and put in cages for either using them or distributing them, selling them. Meanwhile, you can be an alcoholic, drive around, go to a bar, drink all weekend, and go to work Monday, and they won't do anything to you. Just, comparing that to the rest of society. We have to spend time in cages for what we choose to use to expand our consciousness, and you guys get to drink all weekend and go back to work on Monday, as long as you don't kill anybody driving, right? And you guys can do that without the fear of getting put in a cage, unless you drive around killing somebody while driving, which happens a lot more than what happens when you do plant medicine. So basically, alcohol is much more dangerous of a substance to become legal than any plant medicine out there, including the one you guys point the biggest finger on, which is the coca plant. The coca leaf that's then brought down to its a powdered form that then is used. I mean, again, the reason that it's being used and used by the criminal element, and then used for things like prostitution, to get people addicted, so that they're forced to do all this stuff. The reason is all because it's illegal. Because if it wasn't illegal, it would just be used as a plant medicine again. I mean, similar or just used like coffee is. I mean, honestly, I don't think it's any more dangerous than coffee. But you people do, and you put people in cages for it. You fine them, big fines, and you demean them by putting them in cages for their choice to use a plant medicine. So, the one last thing I didn't mention yesterday about why it's important for some part of this civilization to use these plant medicines, especially in this case for the coca plant and the coca leaf. It's going to be a shocker. This is going to be another one of those finger pointers at me, saying, "How dare you say this about something that you don't really know anything about?" Well, I do know everything about it, because that's the information I've been getting for the last 2 years, and this is why I'm at the point that I am right now. As I said, your creator, whatever you believe your God is, doesn't really matter what face you put on it. It's there, and it's basically the source of all life. Again, what you put there as a face, whether it's God, it's Allah, it's Jehovah, it's whatever face you put on there, it's all the same thing. You just then have taken that and sliced it off for your section of humanity, your nation or your religious sect, and said this guy, the guy that created everything, is only created us. Everything else wasn't created by him. I don't understand. So whatever that means, it's ridiculous, and it's worthless. So I'm saying that created you. That creator is once again concerned about this civilization being, the 200,000th try at this human race. This planet has been around for a billion years. So just imagine how many civilizations have got to a certain point and then perished the same way that this civilization is about to. It's always due to the same thing. It's money and its corrupting factor, and how long it's in this part of the money's only been, out of our life on this planet, it's only been part of like the last 500, 600, 700 years, whatever it is, 1,000 years, even 2,000 years. It ends up becoming a part of only a certain. Now it's expanded to be part of the entire functioning of our society. Because without it, not the world doesn't give a shit about your money or anything. But the world gives a shit about one thing: that you take care of Mother Earth. Now the society, it wants you to take care of one thing, which is money. Protect it, make sure everybody believes that it is worth more than human life, and then distribute it widely to be addicting. It's more addicting than anything you point a finger at. More addicting than anything. So the creator, this God, this he, she, God. Right? It requested ascended beings. In other words, beings that were once human beings and had human souls, but then ascended out of that, and then we were directed to another star system, and then that's who we then continue our ascension process. So that's where I am. That's where a bunch of us were kind of brought down at the same time to help you choose the right choice this time. I mean, this is all I can say. It's like, your creator, God, the thing that created you, cannot interfere in this life. Every time you guys pray to this God, it goes. Sorry, I can't do anything. It does not have the power to interfere. It was the power to create, not interfere directly, but can send the souls back down into the reincarnation cycle. Only for one. Like, I'm not trapped here again. Thank goodness, because I got out of here. Last one I remember I said was I was in the Mayan civilization that created a portal. That's why we created all those portals to try to bring that back. Honestly, I want to get the hell out of here. I mean, I tell guys, God, there's not. It's still nothing. No chance for these human beings to ever get to a point where you need them to be. And he, she, it says to me every night, and I say that, please, just give it a little more time. There's a bunch of us here doing this. Fortunately, what happens is that these billionaire class and the parasites that basically are stuck to another dimension to their neck and is basically feeding off of them and controlling them. These billionaires, they know what the Creator has brought down into this existence. They were informed by their direct, which is the fallen angel, or what you consider the negative or the evil portion of God. It's Satan character, deity, whatever you want to call it. So of course it has direct knowledge of what your Creator did, and plays a big part in challenging this human race that's supposed to be ascending upwards to choose the right choice. When you're confronted with two choices, you look at it and say, which is the right choice? Which is the one that has no monetary value? Which is the one that really wants you to focus on taking care of every, just like a body takes care of it, take care of each other as a human race. Work like a human body, where all the cells working together, right? Work in that way, so that the cells create the body, and that's what we need to learn. We're supposed to learn. You were supposed to learn, and I was halted and stunted by, again, the concept of money, one monetary system that controls human life, that is more important than human life, that controls the majority of the human race for the small portion of humanity that is considered the wealth class. That's exactly the way, royalty and the kings and queens and all this other crap that the history of the, let's see, the European right? So the white Anglo-Saxon, right? So whatever you want to call the people that even the Spaniards and the Italian and the French they all came to this country and just slaughtered away the natives and destroyed tribal cultures all over the world because they knew that they would be a direct they would be fighting against the control that this wealth class. It used to be the king and queen class, the royalty class. Now this is the white class, the world class. They are doing to humanity. So he wanted you, and of course, what do you do? Continuously do. Starting from 2,000 years ago, if you want to date back from what a lot of you believe in, the whole crucifixion thing and Jesus and what that was all about, teaching you that you once again chose greed over spirituality, and when you choose greed or money over spirituality, what you get is you nailing yourself to a cross and bleeding to death, and that becomes your existence. It's a slave existence. And they know it, and they do it so that your souls don't ascend and stay here and get stuck here. Because the more souls that they have to trap and control and manipulate, the less chance of them participating. You only have a small group, they could figure it all out. And when you have 7 billion now, and 8 billion, 9 billion, 10, as many as you can, until Mother Earth goes whoosh and wipes you off. And they know that. And they're waiting for that, and they don't have a problem because they don't die and reincarnate. They're part of this whole system where then they get pulled out and they get pulled back in into the next try that the Creator does to create this race that is so. And it's a shame because He's created many other civilizations and many other dimensions and the human race seems to be the only one that's really at that point of not being able to get past this one thing. But then again, He did not put the full impact of that money. You were the test case of what if I I really put it in there that I put something that's so controlling over humanity that there's no way to break free, and that would always keep on running into that brick wall, and eventually and not realize, oh shit, we gotta get it out of the way. So they just keep on going to that brick wall, and then we're gonna go phase right through it. Instead they all die. That's what you do. Go into that brick wall and you all die, over and over and over and over and over again. So there's a bunch of us that have been sent down here. Problem is that since the wealth class knows this, they do everything in their power to pull us away and do things that will not let us continue because once we get in here, this soul is then trapped in this human form that then has to adhere to the human evolution, the human growth process. So we have the information in our DNA. No one really teaches us because we don't have that we have the single entity coming in, not this group entity. And once the communication starts happening, and all of a sudden you can then pull them into the direction where the DNA is. That started happening to me, but it didn't happen to me until about 15 years ago, first time. And then I got pulled out of it again. And then now I'm pulled back into it. Now I get, and now I fully realized what my purpose was. Think of it as if you do it too young, then they don't understand, and they haven't gone through the experience of this life, and they don't know what point they need to go, wow, this is wrong. I got to stop this. Okay, this is my purpose. They don't, and what happens is that they say, oh, this is great, it's my purpose, and all of a sudden they get pulled into one thing or another. They know what to do. The wealth class knows what to do to make sure these things don't become, in other words, they don't have to be crucified anymore. Right? Now they can just be sent to mental institutions, given high doses of medication, told that they were something other than they are, distracted with money and other things that of course you'll find in hell, but you won't find in heaven. All these things that then pull you into this this place where you don't get to. And this has happened throughout your, because at any point you could have stopped using money and went back to a tribal culture trying to essentially, and they made the whole planet like that. Because imagine if the whole planet, half the planet let human beings live on it, the other planet hated human beings and just kicked them off. How would that work, right? The whole planet has to agree, right? One planet that we're on, one Mother Earth, has to agree to allow this silly human race to live on it and to ascend. And hopefully it'll ascend to a point where it's you appreciate what they want. Instead, what you do, you drill into it. So nothing is really going. So this was our now. How do we get to that point where we're opening up communication? Well, there seems to be of what I've experienced is a few things, but the most potent thing is the thing you've made the most illegal, the coca leaf. And again, I want to say to the shamanic culture, and I was a shaman in many past lifetimes, in many different situations, and it is a fact that and you check your books and Google Sigmund Freud and his experience with the coca plant, the coca leaf, because you'll find that he spoke to entities and spirits and got all that information about all that that psychotherapy that you guys spend and waste so much time on how to get it in a book form and then produce the psychotherapy industry. And it's not that it's bad, but it's done in such a way that it's excluding the stuff that he was using, because the stuff that he was using is deemed illegal, right? So he could write about it, but he can tell everybody at that point, it's like, you have to all do it too to get it. It is a way, it is a plant that has a spirit that allows the communication between this dimension and other dimensions to be much more potent and much more direct. And then there's the training involved. Like I said, it's like when you get all these all of a sudden you're just getting all these signals from everywhere. You have to fine tune that to exactly the one you need to. And once you do, you got it. You're communicating with the spirit world. You're communicating with the things that you need to communicate with. And this is how the shamans did it. They walked my story about walking two days in the jungle, chewing on a leaf and eating it. That was a representation of what that does. Once you get there, your level of communication is so high and so direct that you're able to talk to that spirit that will give you what you need. That is what is lacking in your civilization. And why? Because you've made it illegal. And why did they make it illegal? Because the wealth class knows that is what will help you break free from the slavery that they've imposed on you. So like I said, all these things that are deemed illegal, I don't consider them illegal. And if my opinion doesn't matter, then what the fuck am I doing wasting my time in this stupid human race that dares tell me that I'm free, that dares tell me that I have an opinion, or I have a way to say something, or I have I have a voice in this, and what is this humanity? I don't have a fucking voice. I'm giving this bullshit lie about oh yeah, but then if it's something that's illegal, sorry, you throw you in jail, you're fine. That's what I'm stuck with in this civilization that we call a humanity. Nothing. It's garbage. It's the worst thing that I've ever seen yet. Okay? And I've been through a bunch of these, so I know. So yeah, that was a big bomber. Unfortunately, if you're Arcturian, or I know there's some the Palladian and some of the other star systems that exist out there where we've ascended to. They've been also done. So most of these have specific plant medicines that will help them to get back to going through their DNA to communicate back to their main purpose, and B, to communicate with these spirit guides, who are just basically from where we're from, they're souls that are entities that are then we get back in contact with, that help us continue what we're doing. Stay on the path that we need to stay on. So that's it. That's and again I say, and then what happens that happened to me throughout my life. Even though the first time I've done this initiations and tribal culture, check it out, 14 years old, and the first time I did this was when I was 14 years old. And I'm not saying that it was, it's oh my God, it's a great idea. I'm saying for the Arcturian entity, it is very important for it to be able to communicate with its home star system and get the information it needs to continue its mission. And this mission is not one of anything other than helping humanity to survive this next wave of very, very serious things that are going to hit because of what you put out, you come back. You drill into Mother Earth eventually spits you out. You continue polluting everything around us just for money, and you continue making money more important than human life, and then eventually the planet that considers money a joke and an illusion, and is like, get it out of my way, and the working together to create the system and make it, free one. Like the universe, the sun doesn't charge the moon, the earth doesn't charge the moon and the sun for what the earth doesn't charge us. It's the human beings that have hijacked that stuff, and they're the ones, that you let control everything, including every other human being on this planet. So when you're judging me or judging anybody out there that seems to be, you always use one word, I use another word, okay? And you know the word I use another word that requires it just like food to be able to sustain its existence in this life. Because let me tell you something, I'm not a human soul. I know, and you're laughing at me, you don't believe me. I don't give a flying fuck. I'm telling you, I'm not a human soul. Because I do not feel, and now this is why I did not feel part of this civilization growing up. I didn't know why. Now I do know why, and understand why. It doesn't make it any better though. It's not easy to deal with. You look out there and see all this stuff that's so wrong, and you know how to fix it. I know how, because my DNA. That's what they brought me down here for. They gave me the blueprint for how to fix this. It's like nobody wants to listen. But if I was put in a situation where I could change things, then at one point I'd be routed into somewhere else. So this is another way, because we've done it other ways in the past and it didn't work. But now we're doing it this way, thinking that maybe infiltrating, and then from an older age where you have more knowledge, then getting the last bit of information is like, well, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Okay, I am doing it now, and that's what this is. And anybody that thinks that last night, because at the end of the video that actually did watch it, because I was kind of like dozing off. Oh yeah, look, he's doing dope or something, because he's nodding out. No, I was tired. It was like 4 o'clock and 3 o'clock in the morning. I actually didn't have any more of the things that would keep me up, into the next day, to be able to then get another day of visions, another day of communication, another day of these things that I need right now. That I feel are very important, because right now the time is running out. This is why this is why I'm not like, oh, he's doing it every day. It's like, well, yeah, because literally your time is running out. And what God's asking me to do every day is this, because this is what's going to eventually, but do I have the money to do this? No. Is that part of the big plan? I don't know, maybe, probably. Maybe it's a way for them to be able to stop me from doing right. Whatever it is though, either way, it's whether you guys choose the right thing, the wrong thing, I'm out of here afterwards, man. So I want to make this as quick as possible, because you know what? I am getting a little tired of this. It's like, what is that expression? God, you meant that expression? Yeah. It's like beating a dead horse. That's what you guys are, dead horses. And no matter what, I try to wake you up, and it doesn't matter, because you're just not gonna. Okay? Well, maybe you will. Maybe you'll watch this and probably realize maybe I got a point. Well, you say, oh, it's crazy. Let's stick him back into the mama place. Mama place. Yeah, that's great. You have a whole bunch of aliens, stuck in a Segway, going like, well, I'm not an alien. I'm an alien. Oh, sure you are. You're an alien. Sure you are. I'm not an alien. I am from another star system, and my soul is not human. And I'm telling you that there was a bunch of us that were brought down at this specific time. It's very important. The other ones were brought in before, like dribs and drabs, just think that maybe if we seat someone here, then that will bring, but it never happened. There's too much control. Money has too much control over your civilization, more than anyone in the past. See, that's the thing. No matter what your creator creates as a new program for the next civilization that replaces this one, right? That is always, it has to be, as he tweaks it this way, the other side, which is how the plan works, or what you consider the evil, or that then is your civilization is then tempered with, and it just becomes very, in a different way, stronger. Each one is just stronger and more powerful to deal with it. So, well, we think this time it's going to work. It's like, man, it's still not happening. It's just the human consciousness has not gone to the point where understanding this is the only reality that needs to be focused on. You look around you and you see how everything works in this civilization. And it all is now controlled and manipulated by money. Now you look around you out there, and you see how the universe works, and the planet works, and all the stars, everything that's in this galaxy, and in this universe, and this everything out there works in perfect harmony with each other, does not charge each other, and has no monetary system. And it is working in the perfection, right, that we should be working in. You know what we're not? Look at the tribal cultures. They were. Look at us. We're not. What did they have? What we have, and they didn't have. Monetary system is corrupted. So that's my message. I'm not saying this is not saying, oh, I mean, if you believe you're Arcturian, you should go out there and do this. No. I'm saying that I wish you would really stop fucking throwing us in cages and finding us and making us feel like what we're doing is something that you deem not proper for your society. Please, go away. Stop doing this to another human being. Right? Because we're doing it. People don't understand why they're doing it because they don't understand their purpose. I do now, and I'm faced with this exact problem, and now I have to say what I have to say to get myself and to get this message out, because no matter what you've been doing now for the last 60 years, throwing people that use these into cages, before that for thousands of years wasn't happening. Do you think this is making our civilization any better? Really? Or is it putting money in the pockets of the criminal side and then also the other side? So again, there's always two sides, Democrats and Republicans. One side, they're always fighting each other. That's how the billionaires want it. So as long as you have a criminal element and then you have a law enforcement element and they're both fighting each other, it's wasting all your time and ripping every tribal culture away. I'm saying every human being away from the tribal cultures that they once belonged to. It's like you were in harmony with the trees and the universe and that perfect harmony, and then something came in and just ripped you away and just stuck you in a factory. They said you work 8 hours a day, 12 hours a day, and then you go to a place where you now live, but you have to pay me for it, and you go and buy food, and you pay me for it. So you have to work in the factory so you could live. And there goes your lifetime. Boom. Boom, 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 boom. Every lifetime comes back the same thing. You never ascend. And eventually, the whole thing is scrapped, and every soul goes back into the pool of creation, where they then sit there and wait for them to come out, and then as the creator create, and then ascend to the new program. I call it a program because whatever else you want to call it, it's fine. But it's what it is. To the programmers out there, to the computer geeks out there, it is a program. And like I created many programs as a Lotus Notes developer and Domino developer. A lot of applications of them. And that's and they worked a certain way because I put it in there. And I couldn't interfere with some things, but then I used to put in if the viruses would come in, I put things in there to fix it. Little problems would come up here, additions, That's exactly how this is. If this is a program, not so much a matrix, but actually a program that a creator has made to allow the human being to ascend and also evolve. And watching that process gives us knowledge, gives them knowledge, gives the creator knowledge. Don't forget, when you say the creator, it's like, well, where the creator can't come from? It's not the creator above. Hey, Shirit, get it? We're living levels of being. So focus on doing the right thing. The human cells of the body work together to create the human body. We as civilization argue and fight each other to not create a human body. And not create a human like consciousness, a fully developed human consciousness, but little parcels of one that are just fighting each other. That never evolves. There's so much more to say. I've said it already so many times, it's like, what's the point? But I wanted to get this one out. Because I just, please, stop putting us in cages. Stop judging us. Stop pointing fingers at us. We don't want to be part of this civilization right now because it is not part of, like I said, I work for Mother Earth, I work for trees, I work for the sun, I work for the moon, I work for the universe itself. That's my job right now. And what does it tell me? It tell you people to wake the fuck up and do something really fast, because if not, you won't have another chance. Good luck. Have a good night.